https://www.embracingspirituality.com/wp-content/uploads/2019/056/money-post-audio.m4 Listen to brief audio of Post Everything in our world has a spiritual meaning behind it which impacts the human life. No matter how simple the thing is, there lies a spiritual meaning or some spiritual purpose behind it. In our world, in order for us to survive, different from food and water, the human also needs money, or tells themselves that to have money is to have power or more worth. Some people are basic in their needs and are not rushing to gain anything, while others believe that they have to do what it takes to survive, and therefore money is necessary. Unfortunately, this is the design of the world in every continent, in every country. The more money one can make or achieve is the higher their worldly status becomes. I mean, who does not want to be able to afford anything they want? But most people do not know or have the understanding that money, itself, is a spirit, one that is difficult to hold on to. To understand that money is a spirit is easy. You just have to think about the many hands the bills you own have passed through. It cannot be personal to you as it has gone through so many different hands and have been so many different places and absorbed so much energy. And if you are not careful, when you receive it, it will also not remain with you. The object, however, is to allow more to come, and there is a particular way that it will by using its own power on it. Money likes to be shared, and of course it is evident by it not staying one place too long. It likes to be passed around, to be handled. It is because of its purpose of human service that it cannot remain in one place too long. Bear in mind that I am speaking about the energy that is attached to this currency. In our physical world, we give $10, $20, $50, or $100 to someone, but in the spiritual world the energy associated with money lends itself to us, and it needs to know what we will do with it. What I mean by this is this: if I use $10 to buy food, the material value of that $10 is only that, but what that $10 does for me when I buy this food is provide sustenance to remove hunger. So it is not the money that I use to buy the food that is important, it is the value of that trade that has added to my human existence. In other words, I have to be able to sustain myself in order to fulfill my purpose. Unfortunately, most people do not see money in this way. The spirituality behind money is charity. What is charity? According to Merriam-Webster, charity, generosity and helpfulness especially toward the needy or suffering, all of this has one purpose: we are all here to serve each other. The human connection is a chain, a link. We are all connected, and through this connection we all support each other in finding our purposes. One of the ways for one to assist the other is through charity. The world is chaotic and every day we seek to find balance, so of course there will be some who will have more than others. But if you look through the rest, those without, they are rich in other areas that are necessary to aid even those who have. But many people are unaware how wealthy they are without money. Mr. Williams is a billionaire. He realizes that for the rest of his life, he will always be wealthy because his wealth only continues to grow. Perhaps he grew from nothing to something, but after amassing wealth, he realizes that he must now become charitable. So he begins to either sponsor children for school, or set up a foundation, etc. Mr. Williams' hope is to assist or receive feedback that those who he has helped are truly doing well. But then he begins to realize that the more he gives, is the more his business grows and the more money he receives, so much that he realizes that to be charitable is his purpose, and this is why he has been so successful. This realization therefore teaches him something he did not know when he was poor and hunting money. Know this: at the core of every wealthy person is the life purpose of assisting others through what they have amassed, or else they could not have achieved it. This is another reason why those who forcibly seek money often end up in disastrous situations. See, money rituals versus money medicines. Every wealthy person, after amassing a great amount of wealth, other than those born into wealth, realizes the humanitarian part of them after participating in charitable work. It is not innate in some people to be givers. There are after all the Scrooges of the world who believe that all that they gain is for them and only anyone they choose. However, if we were to have a deeper look into their lives, we would see that among them there is no happiness. Money can become almost a demon, for lack of a better word, to those who do not share it. One of the things that money does quite often is drive people insane. Here is a good example of this in this story of The Richest Businessman. The Richest Businessman. In 1923, a group of our greatest leaders and richest businessmen held a meeting at the Edgewater Beach Hotel in Chicago. Among them were Charles Schwab, head of the largest independent steel company; Samuel Insull, president of the world's largest utility; Howard Hopson, head of the largest gas company; Ivar Kruger, president of International Match Co., Leon Fraser, president of the Bank of International Settlements; Richard Whitney, president of the New York Stock Exchange; Arthur Cotton and Jesse Livermore, two of the biggest stock speculators; Albert Fall, a member of President Harding's cabinet. 25 years later, 9 of these titans ended their lives as follows. Schwab died penniless after living for 5 years on borrowed money. Insull died broke in a foreign land, and Kruger and Cotton also died broke. Hopson became insane. Whitney and Albert Fall were released from prison, and Fraser and Livermore committed suicide. Source: Forbes.com. Everything impacts us spiritually. Humans are not above spirit. We do not know the reasons why these things have happened to the men in this story, but I can bet that it has to do with all the power that they have accumulated but did not distribute in the proper way to humanity. Remember, money is a spirit and hoarding can cause great destruction. You must give and you must have spirituality to ground you. Asterisk note: spirituality does not have to be a church or an institution. It can be as simple as your own innate compassion, empathy, need to serve, etc. Whether or not you have a belief in a higher power, these core beliefs in themselves are spirituality. Source: Business Insider. When you work for your money, no matter how small the money is, take something out of it and give it to someone. The wealthy people you see on the television, their lives are an illusion, like living a fantasy through a mirror. Unless the wealthy are spiritual-minded or have some kind of spirituality behind them, then the money they have will not give them happiness. This is the same for those who amass money through unclean means. They will find in their own personal life many problems, and not the sort of problems the average man will have. Either they or their children will become sickly, someone they love becomes an addict, they will suffer with moral conflictions, they experience tragedy, etc. Most of the problems that haunt these people will be psychological and emotional problems. Why? Because all of this wealth they have gained, if it is not used to assist humanity, it becomes haunting to them and theirs. For those who amass wealth through unclean ways, it can even drive them to madness, such as the story of Sarah Winchester, who inherited unclean money, or a massive burden, and spent her life constructing 10,000 windows in her home until her death. Read here. Charity can be as small as helping the lady who cannot afford another tomato in the supermarket, and adding her extra tomato to your own bill, or paying for a stranger's meal. But charity is not as simple as giving to someone. There are still conditions. When you give, you must give freely. Allow your heart to be loving and kind. Do not have an agenda behind your charitable work. Do not be concerned with what the receiver will do with what you give them. Release the money freely. Money does not like to stay in one place, it must move around. One tip I would like to give to you all, and this is something I know for sure, is that money is like a magnet in steel. Money attracts money. If you have $100 in your hand and you want to give it away, hold back $20. That $20 will pull more money, and the more you have, the more you can help. The real law of attraction is learning how to give and your intention behind it. Not only giving money, but also your time, your knowledge, your listening ear to someone in need, giving good advice, or anything else. Allow yourself to be free with money and more will come. But give from your heart, not with an agenda. The second thing to remember is that money tests you. It can appear to you in a large amount just to see what you will do with it. If you do not believe me, try it one day. Receive your income tax check or your paycheck and give it away. But first, always make sure that you attach something spiritual to your giving. What I mean by this is give to your church, your mosque, your spiritual mentor or priest, buy a spiritual book, or give to a beggar. Beggars are in service to humanity. They are here to assist, and so giving to them can be looked upon as a spiritual duty. Never curse a beggar or chase him away, you never know what he has come to unburden from you. Just be sure to pray and touch the money to your head before giving it to him. The third thing to remember is that money is attracted to those who do not worship it. The more you are not glamored by it, the more it will find you. The more you chase it, the farther away it will stay. Soon, money will be of no use for anyone on this planet. It will be obliterated. There will come another form of trade that humans will use, but this will only come at the end of the current Earth's shift.